Alright, but yeah, let's take a look at the headline. Just do a deep dive, looking at all of the details. So the first thing here, yeah, April update info 1 should be chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5 of the story. So yeah, that's April 5th.
So, Dark Falls is defeated.
So let's just look at what's going on here. So this is, I'm guessing, in the floating island in the sky. I mean, there's this right here, kind of giving a little diagram of it. I don't know if there's anything that we can pick up here. Kind of tell like what's going on or who this person may be. It might just be like some new character that we just don't know. But this seems to be like the mastermind behind the scenes.
So,
Yeah, it's just next to the seat. Doesn't show the screens, unfortunately. It looks like that's the planet. This is the floating island, and of course they're connected in some way. I imagine the floating island is some sort of like control device for the planet itself, or some sort of weather mechanism, as they've kind of talked about in like a side quest in Cavaris. So people are already kind of like making guesses on what this will be.
is defeated.
And Manon just leaving. Just hates us.
We'll never see her again.
Like, oh my god, a random NPC died for me in Stia. I'm gonna leave now. But then she had, like, resolve when Aleo Town got exploded, so... I don't know. Yeah, Lessial is what it's called. Yeah. It looks like this is another, like, dolls, like, factory-looking thing. So I guess there's, like, another, like, factory inside the floating island. Kind of like Nuisance Plant or,
Experiment. Just have to.
other places in Stia. But, let's see. I feel like there's, like, a lot going on here. There's so many tubes. There's so many, and they're actually still filled with dolls in there. I wonder if this is like the main manufacturing place. It doesn't look like there's like too much to pick up off the background here, but we have like the little TV screen which has, you know, the mysterious little skull guy. But somebody pointed out on Twitter, like this symbol right here may give an indication of what the organization or what they're part of, because if we listen to what they say.
Experiment. Just have to defeat you.
So she says, I gotta end this experiment, gotta defeat you. So she's like, she knows of this like experiment of like what's going on. And somehow this guy's like connected with that, like he's probably in control, and she's just like a person to play the part. And she's just kind of like, probably at first going with the flow, kind of just like obeying orders, but then she got more connected with everybody, and now she's just trying to get back at this character. It's Dr. Wily, yeah. But I want to see if there's any symbol like that. So I'm gonna look up Phantasy Star Lessial, if there's any connection with that. Probably won't get anything from the past, because it's gonna Lashiek. Because sometimes there's like familiar names in previous Phantasy Star games where you might be able to get like a hint on what it's all about. Lashiek. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was Phantasy Star 4, it looks like. Was the kind ruler of Elgo until the evil incarnate Dark Force corrupted him and transformed him into an evil dictator. I don't know if this has a connection, but I don't know, it kind of seems like a similar kind of character as like that mastermind, right? Probably some guy that got corrupted by the Dark Force and is now doing this experiment on this planet against everybody. But I don't know if there's any like grounds for this here other than like a similar name. Served as prime minister and possibly high priest. It's a good king for a time, due to being a practitioner of magic. A secret cult. I mean, we're dealing with a secret organization or secret experiment. I don't know if it's necessarily worshipping a creature, maybe worshipping the Dark Force or Dark Falls, possibly. It would be interesting if this is somehow connected. It'd be weird. There's just like a lot of like similarities with all the Phantasy Star games, so it could just be like one of those. Because I mean, they use like the Dark Falls time and time again, or Dark Force as they called it in previous titles. Let's see. Eventually received it. Wait a second. The story of Lashek did not end there, however. Not long after his death, the former king was reincarnated in a twisted state, not unlike a zombie, confined to his floating castle by the dark power that sustained him. I feel like there's a huge connection here. What the? Okay, I don't know if this is just coincidence, but there's no way, right? There's no way. Lashek waited for 2,000 years for a chance of revenge. We're technically 1,000 years from base game. So it kind of is like a similar timeline. Oh boy. Okay. This might be like a huge find. Or it could just be a whole bunch of bullshit, but I don't know. Well, let's see. Eventually received it in 2284 when he received knowledge of Rune Walsh. This fifth generation incarnation of Noah Lutz, who was traveling with Chaz Ashley in order to restore order to Algo's climate. I mean, there is like a lot of climate differences with Halpha, but I don't know. Let's see. He ordered a trio of his minions and blah blah to steal the Eclipse Torch, a artifact that they need to access the Garuberg Tower. Chaz Rune. When they found the throne room, there was a chest in the middle of the room containing the Eclipse Torch. However, the heroes rapidly realized it was a fake. I don't know, like, if anything else in here will be relevant. Yeah, maybe, yeah, after his death, the air castle collapsed and exploded. After the destruction of Dark Falls and the profound darkness, Lashek is gone permanently with no hope to be ever resurrected again. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Maybe not with that sense. I don't know, maybe something changed. Who knows? Maybe he's back. Maybe in a different universe. It's actually just Shiva again, guys. It's just Shiva. That's the person behind the scenes. They're just using a voice changer. Alright, but that's actually interesting. Is there anything else about, like, Alessiel? But that is, like, way too similar. Let me listen to this line again.
And Lucia.
What? Putting an end to this experiment.
And how will you do that?
Just have to defeat you.
And how he said, how would you do that? And she's just gonna be like, yeah, I'll defeat you. Okay, so there isn't like too much to gather here other than there is some sort of experiment. The floating islands.
For them inside? The secrets of Halpha,
who knows?
Long shrouded in mystery, will finally be revealed.
Wait a second. Yeah, there was that symbol. Once again, I don't think we delved into that, did we? I talked about it, but I didn't. Because I kind of got sidetracked by the Phantasy Star 4 thing. Yeah, there's that symbol there. Like, does this look familiar to anybody? That symbol? Like, is it like a sticker or something somewhere? Salon. Because I have quite a bit of the stickers. Yeah, I know. Yeah, somebody mentioned that it was on Manon's outfit as well. Yeah. So she's connected to it in some way. But is it a sticker currently? Like, so we can get like a name. Yeah, I don't have anything personally. I don't know if there is anything that exists. Want to be a base one? You never know if there's like some similarities. You never know. That's why I check. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, at least from what I have. 'Cause I definitely don't have all the stickers, so. But I wonder. So yeah, he said it shows up on Manny's outfit, right? Maybe I should have that. Because they handed that out, didn't they? Or at least like it was an SG. Yeah, it's still a pixelated mess. I don't know if there's any way we can figure out what that is. I mean, clearly this is different from this. Like the text. And this just looks like it says Poyo or something like Kirby. You also wouldn't trust it being a Latin letter system? Yeah, who knows? Might just be something just jumbled. Who knows? Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't really tell. But we know it's connected to Manon, and she's part of it. And that's what she's been, like, holding secrets on this entire time, being like, should I say it? Because it seems like she's just, like, was forced into this experiment, or she's just, like, part of it, but didn't really want to be. But she didn't really have, like, a choice. Or maybe she did choose to be so, but then over time, as she grew to know us, she kind of, like, changed her mind. After seeing people die and going through all the different regions. Alright, but then we have the new features and improvements, which there's a lot. Yeah, so first off, the daily tasks will be changed to give more Maceta, specifically the complete daily task one, like all of them. Yeah, it's 130,000 now. Yeah, we mentioned that before. No longer gives photon chunks, it's end grinders now, so it's kind of like whatever for items there, but... Yeah, the weeklies, though, are their main focus now, instead of Maceta, is the items like NEX cubes, half-scape dolls, special scratch tickets, star gems, even. So more of an emphasis on items and, like, the mission pass points. Because they reduce the amount of weeklies, but yeah, each one gives, like, 20 or 30. Yeah. And then the Liame side tasks, instead of giving like 5,000 or 7,000 XP, now actually give a decent amount, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000. Yeah, way better. And this new creative space guide. Yeah, potential level 5 for 7 and 8 star rarity weapons. Finally have that. Let's see. So, at least for Keklophis here, that is a 2% potency difference from 4 to 5. Doesn't look like it changes any of the extra bonus here, but we know for a fact that each weapon series gets affected differently with potentials. Some get like a major buff, some just get like a couple points of potency or 1 point of potency. It just kind of like is dependent. So we might see like bigger changes with different ones. It's going to cost 5 EX cubes and 320,000 Maceta, at least for a 8 star. There's gonna be an HP gauge now for the Trainia. I'm guessing they just mean Purple Battle Dia. They do say Trainia and other content, so maybe it's like all Trainia, possibly. In that little clock that we currently have with the minimap, I'll actually show an weather icon inside. So instead of just like day, night, as it usually does, it'll actually show if it's like storming as well, or other weather conditions that like matter. Yeah, continuously generate add-on skills. So now instead of you having to click through like 6 different menus to do each one, once you generate a skill, it just goes back to generating another skill. It just lets you do it over and over again for the same class. It's really nice. Adding auto switch lock-on target feature. Let's see. Select whether to automatically lock onto a new target after defeating an enemy. So, pretty straightforward. So if you break a part on an enemy as well, it goes to the next part. That, I guess, can be useful, but might be annoying to some people. Let's see. New reduce character and enemy draw refresh rate options. So basically, if you want more performance kind of helps. More visible patterns adds to the quick damage highlights, but I actually like this change because you can currently mess with the crit damage, but it was only like the size of it and not really the color. Here is actually, there's two kind of like highlights. So the normal is just like that. But yeah, I think that's size, and over here is color. So it actually turns to be yellow, which I think I would be using this over, you know, just like the regular highlight that we have now. I thought it'd be really nice. Let's see. High resolution settings available for the preview display, only for PC, by the way. But basically, you can get high res in the preview screens when you're looking at looks or items in the scratches or whatever. Oh yeah, they finally have this feature. I don't know why they didn't have this before, but you can now search for recruiting alliances like you could in base game. So if you're like a new player, you can easily find other alliances that are currently recruiting and kind of see their alliance level members, and I imagine, yeah, some other information like the comment they have and how many people, like how many of your friends are in it or how many you have blocked in it, it looks like. Logged in within past hour. So that actually tells you how many people have been logging in with that alliance too, see how active it is. That's actually a really nice touch there. So you're not like just trying to join like a dead alliance or something. Well, oh wait, alliance level. We don't have alliance level right now, do we? I just noticed that. Alliance level. We don't have alliance level in NGS, right? Not as far as I am aware, but it shows that right here. I wonder if this is just from base game or if they plan on doing alliance levels and it have some sort of impact. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like something separate or not, or if it's just base game. Like alliance level. Because we do know Creative Spaces is coming out in June, right? And apparently we're supposed to be getting alliance quarters as well. So I wonder if your alliance level will matter for that. Not sure. Link a look to saved loadouts. This is huge. Basically now with your loadouts in the class counter, where you're setting up like your weapons and armor and the classes that you're using, you can link the looks whenever you change to it. It changes your entire outfit and hair and whatnot, whatever that you so choose. I think though, still, it's not, I don't know. I don't actually, no, let me think. I don't think it's all, like, you can change absolutely everything, because yeah, the weapon camos are tied to the loadout. Yeah, so that's basically just kind of changed to a full, like, set. Everything. Let's see. Manage all color settings option added. So this doesn't change anything with the color settings, but they're just now in all one spot. Because as you can see here, the ones that require SG currently still require star gems, and the ones that require color change passes still do, like with the outfits and the cast parts. So it's just like all in one, ease of access. Adjust fixed camera zoom. I think this is just like the scroll wheel instead of it being like kind of jutting, I guess. Because right now, like you can zoom, but it's like a fixed zoom instead of like a slider, as it's kind of like showing there. You can change your you and other players' faces with chat commands. Yeah. Or where they face, my bad. Or they face, not change their faces. That'd be kind of weird when you can face the camera with everybody now instead of like trying to have to move around to kind of look at the camera. So now you can kind of get side angle shots like easier with other people. You can sort the titles by name, which I should have just had in the beginning, but you can do that now. And can toggle the weapon display and looking at the camera. Yeah, for the ARC's ID, yeah. New character category in the exchange shop. Display all selectable items. Display all items in your possession except for the following. Okay. New feature to filter the scratch ticket prize list by category. I mean, that's pretty nice. So you can just see, like, you know, the base wear, or yeah, hairstyles, innerwear, outerwear, just anything specific that you're looking for. So you don't have to scroll through the entire list. And for some reason, extended storage 7. Who's using all that storage? Like, honestly, who's using 7 extended storages? Like, that's just insane to me. Because how much is each one? Like 300 or more? I don't remember. I've never like bought them, so I just don't see the need for that much storage. Especially when you can expand your character storage and default storage and also have material storage, premium storage, and now the new mission pass storage. Yeah, there's mission pass storage now. But like, even if you could argue that it's for like JP players, they also have the mobile game storage that you get, and also like the, what was it? There's some other link that you can get, like the 2-factor authentication, I believe, that gives you extra storage as well. I did hear that the mission pass storage is not happening in JP, so I think the mission pass is essentially the answer to that PSO2 ES storage and 2-factor authentication storage. So that's like pretty nice. They found a way to let global have that storage. And thankfully, you know, you can get it pretty easily. Let's see, yeah, new AC scratch ticket. Got all the tattoos. Like, is that part of the outfit? I don't know. I don't think so. It'd be weird, but maybe not. I would think it'd be body paint. Outerwear. Yeah, light jacket style. You love tattoo? Give me. I knew you'd say that. I see, yeah. As soon as I saw him, like, yeah, he's gonna want that. Yeah, I like this scratch. I think there's some items in here that have already existed, though, if I recall. Those chains. Hey, little shark. You guys see that? Little sharky. Yeah, that little guy right there. What is this? Oh, is that like the teleporter auras? Yeah, and a little gear on the neck, I guess. Flag, earring, and like a spine spikes. Oh, you can be a DJ. Hell yeah. And the talismans, boots. That's kind of neat. All crystals. This is by the body paint. The hard eyes. Aerial Battle 3. I can show off the weapons. Giving orders. Oh boy. Yeah, this is one that was already used, right? Or maybe, was it before just an emote, and now this is an idol? Maybe it was just an emote before. Yeah, it was an emote before. Okay, so now it's just an idol. That's cool. This one was goofy. Swimming through space. Amazing. So, might pick it up if it isn't expensive. And then, yeah, here's the new Slayer class. So there's a lot to absorb here. A lot to see. They don't give much time to. They just kind of show it, like, real quick in a split second. Yeah, it looks like, there's quite a bit you can do with these skills. Yeah, like, those you can charge for, like, the ranged ones. But, they actually say here, finally, that the PAs, at least the melee ones, use directional input changes. So, or, like, the directional inputs change the, like, photon arts. So it's gonna be reliant on where you're pressing, is what is like how it changes from one to another. So I wonder if they even showed off all the variations of it or not. Or maybe it's just like other ones where it's either you don't press a direction or you do. It just like works like a one or the other instead of like having 5 different options or something like that. Yeah, this is exactly what they showed last time. So nothing new here in this section. Yeah, here though, we see the add-on skill. So the main skill is Down's critical hit rate up, which is going to be huge. That's going to be a really good skill for bosses. Like, I would say that's pretty much like a must-have for DPS. Because depending on how... I mean, do they show, like, how much it is? Like, how much it gives in any of these? Yeah. The sub-effect that's unique to this, because there's, PP recovery upon joining trial, blind resistance, and HP up. But the unique one is reduced photon blast cooldown. I'm not exactly sure how useful that will be. Because I feel like most of the time I don't get my photon blast before the cooldown is done anyways right now. Like, I think the only instances where I get it fast enough is when I'm, like, combat, in, like, the combat zone, killing tons of enemies. I just don't see this sub-effect being too useful unless if I stack a ton of PB regeneration or generation. Because you would have to do, like, Tector, like, with its, passive skill. And, or yeah, Tector main or subclass, either or. And then you'd have to get, like, the add-on skills that also generate more, like the offensive and the natural gain. Main is even faster. Yes, that is true. But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like a niche scenarios that it would be useful. Like, it just seems like you would have to play Tector in some way, which doesn't, like, that's not going to work for a lot of people. They're prepping to give us higher level add-ons so we can get more PB gen that way. You don't know? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe there will be like some other ways to get photon blast gauge. Because yeah, right now you get it through some other add-on skills. You can get it through Tector, and then you can get it through certain weapon potentials like the Neos weapon. So I feel like if you do stack like all of those, you might get enough. There's also modifiers and quests, yeah, sometimes, but I'm just thinking about like all the content right now, like not specific content. Yeah, I just feel like it has niche use, but I mean, I'd probably still grab it. Like, it's better than like blind resistance or PP recovery upon joining trial. Like, I would take the HP up and the reduced photon blast cooldown just because. But for sure, the main stat is juicy. Like, it's going to be really good. I'm kind of wondering how big of a buff that's going to be, because we know, Braver, it just gives you straight up critical rate, right? And that's up to, what, 10%, I believe, to get it to level 20? So I'm wondering if the downed critical hit rate up is going to be more than 10%. Because it's a conditional one. I mean, I don't want to bet on it being more, but I just think there's a chance that it could be more. Because it is a conditional. But I would say it would be at least 10%. You swear if Termina's only bested slot on downs? I don't know. Maybe that's going to be the meta. You're going to have to switch between weapons. Use Fix a Fatale when it's up, and then use Fix a Termina when the boss is down. It does seem like they're trying to push towards having multiple sets of items, because later in the video, there's like capsules that are specific to quests, like augments that are specific to certain quests. So you're gonna have like sets for that if you care to min-max those. Probably like have different fixes for certain things. Certain augments may matter because some give more potency, some give more floor. So floor is going to matter less if you're downing the enemy a lot with this main stat, because floor doesn't impact max damage crits or like getting crits. It doesn't give you more damage. So I'm kind of wondering how this is going to go. And plus, as it shows in a second, with the skill tree here, we got a glimpse, a very small bit, but we do get to see everything. And as you guys see right here, critical up as a passive. Critical up as a passive, so even more crit rate. And then there's also this gallant attack critical up. So that makes me think against bosses, something happens with critical going up again. I guess, like, it doesn't exactly say, like, more crits, like crit rate or crit damage, but either way, it's gonna be really powerful, and I feel like Slayer is just going to be insane as a subclass and as a main class. Like, I feel like Slayer, when it drops, is gonna be the best class. I don't know. It just feels insanely strong for what it has here. But we do get to see a couple of the skills descriptions. Gunblade Focus builds up the focus gauge by hitting enemies. Attack potency and offensive PP recovery increase, and PP consumption decreases in accordance with the gauge level. The focus gauge will reset to 0 after a certain amount of time passes without hitting an enemy. As long as you're still just hitting stuff, you should just have like a straight up just buff and potency and the other stats there. I don't know how high it's going to be, but I imagine it's going to be nice. So it's just going to be stacking a lot of really good things together. And this is also not, you know, main class only, so you can use this as a subclass too if you like want to use Gunblade, but be on another class. Then for there's like another skill, Gunblade Focus Overdrive. This is main class only. Yeah, active skill, expend your entire full focus gauge to temporarily increase the effects of Gunblade Focus. Using the skill again while it is active will unleash a powerful attack. So yeah, it's kind of like a trade-off. So you lose the buffs that you have with like the aura or the focus gauge, but in exchange get like a big attack. But it does say here like effect duration, cooldown, potency, PP consumption, PP recovery, and finisher potency. So it looks like it's a lot more buffs than just the regular focus gauge gives. So it's probably worth. And it would be especially worth if you can build the gauge back while this is active. Because I don't know how long it's going to be, like duration-wise, because they don't show that. But if you can build the gauge while this is going, oh my god, just oh my god. It's probably just going to be Fighter Slayer, just Slayer main. Yeah, like there's going to be a lot of people using Slayer in some way. Also helps with the main class weapon situation, but also means that those classes that rely on sub become even more behind. Yeah, somebody was, I think it was actually you. We're talking about like Gunner and Force are going to be kind of left behind. Or like, maybe it wasn't Force, but some other class. Because they rely on like, you know, Gunner for Ranger. Because of the mine and everything. But I don't know. It really depends on how big these are and what it actually is. I imagine this is critical rate up, though. Considering that there's critical hit photon power gain. So every time you get a critical hit, you probably get some amount of photon power. I don't know how big that would be, because if it was significant photon power, that would be so fucking broken. That'd be so broken. Because, like, I only see each, like, skill point here being a single point of photon power. So, like, when you max this out, it would be 5 photon points. I feel like at that point it wouldn't be broken, considering how much crit rate we're able to get through all these different sources. Because you have this passive skill, you have Braver's add-on, you have Slayer's add-on, you have weapons that have crit rate on them, you have Fix a Fatale. So I feel like you're gonna get an insane amount of critical hit rate if you build correctly. So if this is like, I don't know, 10 photon power, like 2 points each, I almost feel like that would be almost too much. Maybe they do it like other skills, where the first point is more, but then it's diminishing returns the more points you put into this. So maybe like the first one is like 3 points it gives you, but every point afterwards is a single point. So it would give you like 7 in total, or maybe 8 in total. Who knows? But yeah, then the next one is another active skill, main class only. Build up the gauge with Photon Arts and or Relentless Blade, then expend it to fire a single powerful blast. So essentially it works just like Pinion Blade in the Bouncer tree or other active skills that you build a gauge for, and it's just like an attack that you use every so often. Relentless Blade, where's that? So that's over here. So it does mention this, but we don't get to see what that is. So that means that this Relentless Blade is an attack itself. I'm kind of curious of what that would be. It looks like there's like a plus and some sort of melee with a little shine on it. Kind of similar to what this skill looks like, Slug Shot. I'm kind of curious of what that would be. And then the Relentless Blade Reinforce. Do you guys have any guesses on what Relentless Blade could be? Your guess is that would increase your blade potency. Yeah, like using the melee attacks. Reinforce extends it. Let's see. It's kind of hard, and the Reinforce kind of has a like square with a plus in it, so kind of like a health kit, and then it has like the shift symbol. Yeah, that's the same plus as that, but in the opposite corner. I mean, what other reinforced skills do we have here? I'm still in the game. We have another reinforced skill, correct? In some skill tree. Like in Ranger? Yeah, launcher attack reinforce. Increases the potency and speed of uncharged normal attacks for a set time. So it does something similar probably to that. Because it has that, increased symbol there. But in here it's green. Yeah, there's also Blight Round Reinforce, yeah. Parts hit by Blight Round that are hit a set number of times will take increased damage, and yeah. So this does have that red symbol. So I feel it's probably closer to Reinforce over, or like the Blight Round Reinforce over the Launcher Attack Reinforce, because it has similar design. So you're probably right that it increases the damage even further, but also probably extends something like the duration. But can we find that plus symbol in any other skill? Here. Extra. So more attacks. It means more attacks. That's what it means. Interesting. Okay, so it means more damage and more attacks in like your string. Usually. Or it increases something. So like with Saberwind Extra, it gives you another stage. Or with Knuckle Sway Counter Plus, it gives you an extra counter. So some sort of extra attack. But I mean, I guess here, this doesn't, like this has that plus symbol as well. And it doesn't give an extra attack. Further improves the decreased photon power consumption rate of Knuckles Art's combo PP save when you unleash the first half of a photon art. It does seem like, I don't know, the majority of these are extra attacks, but it could also mean for like enhancing your combo in some way. Let's see. So this has that little melee with the shine though. After using the third step of a katana photon art, your normal attack changes to a powerful strike. Okay. So that's the exact kind of thing we see here. Yeah, it's the same exact symbols in each corner. So maybe it's something closer to that. Yeah, some sort of powerful strike. That makes sense, right? Like it's a different attack because on Unleashed Rage, it specifically says Photon Arts and /or Relentless Blade. So Relentless Blade is like its own attack that's kind of added on to some sort of combo. But with the Reinforce, some sort of like damage increase dealing with that same attack, I imagine. Some sort of extension to it, like a buff. But yeah, they do show one more skills description. Unleashed Rage After Effect, so kind of connected to the active skill. Temporarily increases critical hit rate after activating Unleashed Rage. So even more critical hit rate that you can add. Oh my god, I feel like Slayer is just gonna be completely broken. Like, it's just gonna be super strong for like how the game is right now. Because criticals are what you're gonna go for. Like most of the time. That's why everybody's building Fixa Fatale. 100% crit, maybe. Might be able to get a 100% critical rate with all these bonuses. I mean, I feel like it would be a stretch, but it would be really high. I feel like you get it really high with all the different things that you can stack. It also looks like with this blade counter, that's just kind of like obvious it's a counter, but you get blade counter critical up, so even more crit from that. Like when you're doing a counter. Oh my god. Let's kind of look at the rest of the skill tree and kind of see what we can, like, guess, like, to the best of our ability. Because that's the only 4 that they kind of, like, swing through. Yeah, critical up, pretty self-explanatory, I think. Just gives crit rates. I mean, I guess it could be crit damage, but then there's Gallant Attack crit up. Let's see, come on. There we go. So this has the boss symbol. So it's, yeah, dealing with the bosses, and it has the critical thing there. So I feel like just when facing bosses, you get more crit. Which, that's what you want. That's what you want. Oh my god. Let's see. So yeah, critical hit PP gain, we already kind of discussed that. Short range hot shot. I think more damage probably when mobs are nearby. That's like the smaller mob symbol, not a boss symbol. But let's take a look to see if that symbol shows up anywhere else first before I just ultimately decide that. Charge blade, though. Let's see, it has the green, like a green star there, and then also that same enemy symbol. The green, there's a green here. Slows fall speed when charging a photon art. But it doesn't have this the fall symbol, so it isn't that. I feel like I would say slow falling charge blade if that was the case. Yeah, I'm guessing the green symbol is just charge, like a charge attack, is what that means. So we gotta figure out whatever this is. I honestly don't know if it's anywhere else. I just don't think it's appeared. Oh, there it is. There's one thrust drive. Okay. Pressing the normal attack button at a certain time after releasing a technique will cause you to charge at the enemy. But with this, it got me thinking about the ranged attacks. That'd be kind of weird if you used the ranged attack and then charged at the enemies. What is rising in Gunner? Oh, I guess it is on Gunner. Okay, there's one. At just the right timing after performing a weapon action, pressing the normal attack button will cause you to rise while attacking. Okay, so some sort of movement, I imagine. Yeah, so that's what it means, some sort of movement. So with Gunner, it's rising up. With this, it's going towards the enemy. So that's what it means, at least with the skills that we have. So charged, doing something with an enemy, and doing some sort of movement, probably. I'm just not 100%. Waker has it. Linear drive. Yeah, so another movement towards a direction. Not necessarily towards an enemy, but it does require an enemy, though. I wonder if it actually... Was it in Fighter? Like, because this kind of reminds me of... Yeah, Acceleration Drive has it. So yeah, it's definitely... Yeah, it's some sort of movement, yeah. So we got that. Gunblade Focus Gauge Amplifier. I think that just increases how much you probably charge. Let me check a gear symbol. There's one gear. Each time you activate familiar support again while it's active. Oh, I forgot Waker had a gauge. I forgot Waker had a gauge. I don't play Waker very much. Each time you activate familiar support again while it's already active, that familiar's focus gauge increases for a set time. So I'm guessing it's some sort of regen with the gauge, is what it looks like. Gunblade Focus Reset PP gain. Probably Gunblade Focus Reset. Whenever the Gunblade Focus resets, probably get photon power. My assumption. Gunblade Focus Critical up. Oh boy. So you can get crit up with this too when you have your focus gauge, like at certain levels. Oh my god. How much crit rate can you build with this? Oh my god. This is too much. It's too much. It's gonna be so broken. Oh my god. Okay. Gunblade Focus Overflow is underneath that with 5 points. Usually the clock symbol deals with the duration. Let me check. Cooldown time for, yeah, cooldown time, yeah. Well, it is connected to critical up, though. Might have something to do with the critical up. There might be a timer with this that we just don't see. That's probably what it is. An overflow. Something connected with that. That we might not be able to exactly pinpoint until the class comes out. Yeah, it probably extends the duration of this. Like, whatever the activation of this requires. Or, like, the cooldown reduction. Like, it reduces the cooldown that takes to activate this if there's a cooldown. Something like that. Okay. Slug Shot. So it has that melee thing again, like Relentless Blade. And then it has the 2 arrows. I believe with the 2 arrows, it's something to do with switching. Usually. Let's see. Or like the weapon action or directional inputs. Yeah, performing weapon actions without any directional input will turn it into an advancing rush. So probably something to do with directional inputs. This slug shot, like probably not using them, or I guess could be using them. And something happens. And what did we say that melee thing was again? I think it usually means it has something to do with PAs, probably. Yeah, PAs in some sort of fashion. So it's probably like some directional something with the PA. Let's see. Mobile Blade. Probably some more mobility ability. Mobility ability, yes. Where you can close the gap. Probably. Doing some sort of directional input. Mobile Blade counter. So probably works. What was it? What does this remind me of? I guess it kind of reminds me of the Rifle Grenadier doing an input to do some kind of counter. This isn't exactly a counter, but it's usually used for counters now because of the cooldown reduction with that ability. That's what it reminds me of. So I guess like while you're doing the mobile blade, you can probably do another input if while doing it you go through an attack or something. Yeah, we already talked about blade counter. That's pretty probably pretty straightforward. Just some sort of counter ability, just like Braver. You know, just getting a counter when you use weapon action, most likely. And then here, just when you use it, you get crit up. Let's see. So that's everything, isn't it? Actually, that might be everything. I think, yeah. After going through this entire list, Slayer is going to be busted. I think it's gonna be busted. And I think the meta, you know, if you're trying to min-max, is going to be just building pure potency. just with how much crit rate you get with this. Like, floor is just not going to matter. Like, floor potency is just not going to matter at all. Because you got it here, you got it in the Gunblade focus, you know, with right here. You got extra with this ability. You get it through Blade Counter, you get it through Unleashed Rage, you get it through the add-on skill with Slayer, and you can get it elsewhere too, you know, with multiple sources. So the crit rate is going to be insanely high if you play this class or subclass this class. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be the play. Looks like you need to build another range set. Yeah, I made my armor all potency, so I can just use it for anything, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about making a new armor. I'll just have to make the weapon. It just seems like it's going to be a really good class, and those that have been waiting should be happy. Should be happy with it. I don't see any issues with what I saw with the names and everything. Yeah, Gunblade's coming out early for some reason, though. And same with the instructor, even though you can't do anything with her until the class comes out, because they specifically said that. Yeah, she's kind of gonna exist. And so are the Gunblades. Yeah, I've been waiting for you. My name is Slain. I'm the Ark's Gunblade instructor. They call me the Gunblade God. Maybe I should call myself that, you know, when I play it. I'll be the Gunblade God. I'm so OP, guys. All my critical rate get destroyed. You're here because your soul resonates with mine. Of course it does. Wait. They just say it's longing to what? It's longing to master the Slayer class is palpable. I can feel it. Oh, she can feel it, huh? Let's see here. So yeah, this is the prep shop that's also coming on the 5th, so you can get the Gunblades early. There's also weapon camos in here too, like the Talon Schneider and the Relic weapon. Looks like it's the CV. Yeah, all of these come with fixed attack 1, as well as these augments. Honestly, with this list though, I'd probably just choose like Rugged if you're gonna do that. If you're going to grab a Gunblade out of here. But also, if you saved up some Aegis Integra prior to the class coming out, you could probably just use 5 Aegis Integra to get a Neosastrian and just upgrade it. But with that route, though, you would have to augment it, unlike with these. Like with these here, they come with pretty much like high-end, almost everything except for the Triple Bull. The Triple Bull is kind of like eh. But yeah, everything else is like really good on it. The Soul 4, Precision 4, Secreta 4, Mastery 4. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I think the reason why they're coming out with the Gunblades a week early is so that the market can be filled with Gunblades prior to the class coming out. I don't see any other reason why they would come out with it early, because they didn't say that there's going to be any like augment boost event on the 5th or enhancement events, anything like that. So I just don't see the point to having this instead of just like having it at the same time as the class. Yeah, there's a Trunkle Almaty, Tenebris, Christia, special scratch tickets, materials, all that good stuff. There's also that, yeah, SG scratch tied to Slayer, kind of like what happened with Waker. So you can get the outfits and parts. From the videos, the promos. And I'm guessing Renova's pretty excited for that. I think we're getting the Renisis series. Yeah, we're also getting the Renisis series when Slayer drops. If you plan on playing the class, but you know, Rice is only a what? 3 stars? Is it a 3 stars or just a 1 star? I don't remember. But it's way down there, so you probably don't want to use it if you've been playing already. Mission pass as well. Looks like they got some crazy wing blade thing going on for the accessory and like a shoulder plate and more down there. Yeah, there's the mag form. Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, orange shoulder guards on each side and a vision board. Okay, I guess. And there's the mag, and there's the dash Nice. So that was the first half.
What did you think? Let me
What
walk
did you
through
think?
the update. We have a couple of bonus updates for you. The music set in the Mag Jukebox currently switches to the game's background music when an urgent quest alert begins, but the specifications will be changed so that the music you set will continue to play until the urgent quest itself begins.
I love that, but it's not quite everything that I want for the music jukebox. Yeah, now like when an urgent quest shows up, like with the preparation leading up to the start of an urgent quest, like that 15-minute period, it won't overwrite your song choice, like if you're in the city or something, which is nice. But it sounds like when the urgent quest starts, it will. So for 30 minutes, it would still do it. And also with everywhere else, like in combat zones, etc., or other quests, it will still overwrite. So I think it's still way far off from what it should be. I feel like they should just allow you to completely change it anywhere. Like, I don't know, I just want to listen to some of the other music and don't want to listen to whatever is in the quest, like, every single time, you know? Make a setting when to opt in and out of the standard? Yeah, exactly. Just like, I just want to have priority with the jukebox all the time, not just in certain scenarios and whatever. Just let me have priority. And then if I don't want it to be the priority anymore, then I can just turn it off. Just turn it off and go back to the regular. Like, it's that easy.
Plus, in combat sectors, the PSE level will be raised by 1 when a transport truck defense trial is completed. If transport truck defense is included in a chaos trial, the PSE level will increase by 2, giving you a shot at a PSE burst. So be sure to complete these when the opportunity arises.
And so it sounds like they're making transport trucks a little bit more worth it, because those are like one of the longer trials that you get in combat zones. So now they're just a guaranteed increase to your PSE gauge. And if they're in chaos trials, they give you 2 even. So that's nice. Makes it a little bit better because it, 3 waves of enemies. I wish they would also do this for the Caveris one with the ice crystals in the sky. They got to explode. But I guess that one isn't as long, but it's still waves of enemies that you need to kill. And it takes a little bit longer. Just anything like wave-oriented like that should just give guaranteed at least 1 to the PSE gauge. Honestly, I think all trials should give an increase to the PSE gauge all the time, but that's just me, I guess. Like, it doesn't want it to be that way. They want to make it hard. RNG. This is huge for global. This isn't going to be on JP, but yeah, we kind of like already mentioned that earlier. But to kind of go into more detail with it, this will be 300 space that you can put any of your items in. It's not like restricted in any way, like in terms of what you can put inside. But you can get this in the free track on tier 6, so pretty early in. And it's a 30-day ticket, so as long as you do the mission pass each month, you'll just have this extra 300 storage. So it's really nice, because especially with all these weapon camos that they're giving us, with all these scratches, it's been harder to manage the storage, as long, if you just have, the basic amount of storage, especially if you don't have material storage. Yeah, this is just a nice feature for all players, free to play and not. But this will happen in the mission pass in the middle of April. That was already mentioned. So in that season and onwards. So that's cool. Yeah, there's also 16 new weapon camos added to the Exchange Shop, Rising Weapons Badge, Exchange Shop 5 in PSO2 blocks, so base game. It's like a number of different camos that like really haven't existed prior, or some have, but are just like now easier to get. The only exception, which they do show down here, Graph Steel. That one is handed for free for PlayStation players. And a lot of those are just now in the shop for like basically no cost. Like they're like 1,000 or a few thousands, I think, just because every single PlayStation player gets one and they don't, like, some of them just don't care for it, or a lot of them don't care for it. So I don't know if that one's really worth going for, but like There's Atlas, Relic EX, Cold, Crypt, Six Blade, something Singer, Rivalate, Armory, Lightweave, like RA, Traveler, Nova, Stream, Judge of History. I can't see the rest, but looks like a lot of like the top end weapons from base game turned into a camo. Like a lot of the 15 stars or just like some other things. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't remember how to get the Rising Weapon Badge 5s. I think it's from certain like urgent quests or other activities. But it shouldn't be like too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. If you still play base, that is. You know what would be funny? If Concert Master was in here. That'd be funny. Alright, so here's the rest of April. Here we go. Second half. So yeah, the second anniversary event. I got some nice artwork here. I like it. I like it. Yep. The usual kind of seasonal event. Change up some of the looks of everything. GME's Navigator. Auteur gets some items. Alright, so let's not have it go a million miles per hour and actually see what's in here. Okay, there it is. So yeah, there's NGS Second Special Scratch. And you get tickets in there. So kind of just like this last seasonal event that's currently still going, but almost over. Anniversary Enemy Symbol. So you can put the symbol on your head as well. You can become a seasonal enemy. There you go, and that can kill you. Ah! Yeah, there's also a Rappy second anniversary stamp, which we can't really see it in this menu, but they do show it later. The airboard dash, some star gems, special scratch tickets. There's a new weapon series, as always, the Ravita weapon. This is an 8-star series, and it has the dark element. With this, it also comes with Mastery 4, Ultimate Credit 4, Dark Split 2, and the Season augment that's only useful for that seasonal event. But unlike previous seasonal events, this actually has a potential on it, and it starts at level 5. Yeah, it starts at level 5, so that isn't usually the case. It's usually like nothing. Maybe it's been like level 1 before, but yeah, usually the potential is not on there right away. But it's also plus 251. So you don't have to limit break it either. You know, like with the Trunkles you had to. Yeah, it starts at plus 51, you just have to enhance it to plus 60. No need of like arms refiners, so that's like really nice. So it's an easy weapon to get into, you know, if you just like want to use it for the seasonal event. Or if you're like a new player, you can use it as well once you get to level 63. Materials or minerals like before. Dreadkeeper 4s and Doable 4s will be in here, I think. Yeah, there's Soul 4s, Stat 4s, Mastery 4 makes an appearance again as well. I don't know if the Gigas... I don't think the Gigas capsules are in there, though, this time. There's the stamp. Yeah, there's the dash. Yeah, here's the new Rappy. See, they are evil, see? The dolls are Rappy. So yeah, this was the contest winner from a while back. When they did the competition. I think, wasn't that contest with the 10th anniversary? I think it was, so it's almost been 9 months since that contest, I think. But yeah, now it's finally in the game. So now you can beat up some dolls Rappies and not feel bad about it. There's an ARC's record. Basically just field races. And also, before I forget, with the potential of the weapons, they mention that the potential here, Soothing Unit is an HP regen one, so it might be useful for certain activities, but I don't think it's gonna be like too great of a potential over like other ones like Astrian or like Rugged or I don't know anything else that's currently like the higher ones like Gunblade. Okay, yeah, let's go through this because there's a long list. A long list. Okay, So up top here, we have 4 featured camos, which are new. Relic Axion, so this is for Gunblade only, the Relic camo. Because the CV one is in prep ticket shop, so the regular one's here. The ZN Tayo, which is for everything but Harmonizer, which looks dope. I can't quite make it out, but it looks like some sort of fire weapon, and it's like pink purple-ish. I like the golden hilt. I feel like I'm gonna be using that for sure. I want that one. Let's see, Jutis Almaty. It's like a silver kind of glow. It almost kind of reminds me of the Frostmourne in World of Warcraft a little bit. But that's equipable for all weapons, so that'd be really nice to grab. Dim Almaty, yeah, that one as well is all weapons. This is a reference to base game with the dim weapons. But then all the weapon camos afterward are ones from previous seasonal events or other activities. So Glisten is there, Frostal, Flammel, like all of them from the beginning up till now will be in here. That's what it seems like. Yeah, Obscura, Lumiere, Stelk, Night Blossom Berry, Saradino's in there, Aura Almaty. So even the ones that haven't made a return in the regular special scratch will also be in here. Yeah, Vlita, Glacio. So, like, if you miss out on any of these, like, you can try for them again. Yeah, Sid Rigid, Shinonome, Berry. This is a new one, though. Kronov. This is for assault rifle weapons only, and I believe this was a base game weapon camo, and it was only in Mission Pass. So it was only attainable for a short period of time globally. So you might want to try to grab this since it's in here now. Kind of neat. Let's see, Lumi Drablo, that's a rod one. I'm not sure if this was a Mission Pass one or not, but let's see. So there's outfits in here from my base game. They can use base wares. There's a hairstyle here, which I believe this one was not available to global at all, somebody was saying. This RGH asymmetrical, asymmetrical, there we go, short hair, oh my god. And then there's some new music discs, Imminence, Temporary Respite, Stia Camp, Hopeless Frontline. Actually, I think some of these also were available before, and they're just like put back in here, so if you missed out on them, yeah, Skill Instruction, Ordinary Life, yeah, these were pre-existing ones. Yeah, these were all from previous seasonal scratches. Okay, and then there's the emote Suspended. Tri Spikes, that was a Mission Pass in NGS accessory, same with the Shoulder Drill. Yeah, that one as well. Glowing Heart Balloons, yep. Yeah, a lot of these ones here are from NGS Mission Pass. Grinning Mask makes a return. That was a really popular one. Cybernetic Eye Guard. Bear Lantern. Okay. That's a base game. Little bear. Knee Holster R. Knee Holster L. The Magform Willow makes a return. That was also in a Mission Pass, I think Season 6. And Flower Bell was like Season 7. Somewhere around there. But then there's a whole bunch of stamps. Yeah, key visuals. I don't know what those are. They never show them. A key visual 2. There's just like a ton of these. And character illustrations of Nadra, Aina, Mary, Kuka, Tyvis, Ilma, Glenn, Kanui. So it seems like a lot of like the artwork that they've done in the past. Waker, Slayer is in there. Key Visual 3A. I think these are all like promotional artworks. But then there's a stamp On My Way. SOS. When I need that. Extraction Level Up. I believe these were also previous ones. Like some of these. Eterna, Salon Time. And then just like the usual stuff on the bottom, like augmentation success rates and like star gems and stuff. Yeah, more limited time tasks to get a whole bunch of seasonal points. And then yeah, potential level 6 once again for all rarities, not just like specific ones. And as you can see here, the difference is massive. Massive. Like from 5 to 6. Like, look at this potency. 21% to 31. 31%. Oh my god. Like, do we need that power for something? I'm just scared. I'm scared of what's gonna happen with the Ultra Update. Or whatever else is coming up, because... like, I was not expecting this at all. And especially not that much of an increase. But yeah, you're gonna need some new materials. Photon Chunk 2A and B's, which they'll show what those are attainable from in a second. But yeah, it costs like 400,000 Maseta for an 8-star weapon. But I'm wondering if this kind of like massive increase is the same across all weapons, or if it's just for Clawfist. It just seems like, I don't know. It seems crazy to me. But here's like all the info on the level 6 potentials. See, as we mentioned before, you gotta get those materials, photon chunks. These will not be tradable like all other materials. But yeah, you'll need 60 of each for 8 stars, and everything else below that will need 30 of each. Yeah, how to get these: the urgent quest, the limited time quest, Wetlands Interception that we saw, and also on the 26th, and kind of like beyond that, you can get these normally through Pedis Vera, Nex Vera, Dustal Vera, and Renus Vera. Yeah, here's the 2nd anniversary urgent quest, not limited time quest. So you have to wait for this kind of like show up. Or maybe they'll hand out some triggers, but yeah. This is one where you're just killing a ton of enemies, and there's like different mechanics and stuff, kind of like the Newsom plant using the Sky Chargers. Yeah, defeat 300 enemies in this quest, so this actually doesn't have just like a set timer. You can actually make it go faster with better gear, killing things. Yeah, there's the truck and Blasticine, tornadoes, little Rappy skylight going on back there. And there's this little show. You can't kill him, unfortunately. But then there's the event exclusive boss enemy, Resplendent Ams. So it has different attacks, as you see the big cheese right there. But it also appear in trials around Halpha too, not just the urgent quest. And so yeah, you'll want to farm these if you want some accessories that are unique to it. These ones right here. So like a tail, a mask, and shoulders. Kind of goofy on that character, but you go for those. Yeah, this is another thing that I was like, oh boy, woo. Yeah, oh boy, woo. But yeah, I am excited for Duel Quests coming on the 19th. So these are solo quests that you can do in the class counter, and you face the main bosses of each region. Well, there's like 4 different quests where one of like each one is like, you know, Nex Alia, the other one's like Renus, and then there's Ams and I think what's the other one? Prestia. I don't know, get to it. Yeah, Renus right there. There's also new capsules here. So there's some insane augments that are attached to this like dual quest mode called Defy Capsules or Defy Capsules, and they have some other name on top of it too. The first one here, the Eris one, gives 7% potency and 20% damage resistance, which is a huge buff. But it looks like it's only during the dual quest, and specifically phase 1 dual quests. So that's like all of these quests that are releasing when this drops. And also with this, they're only usable for the main class equipable weapons. But then the next one, same potency, but it gives offensive PP recovery, and back it up to the other one, the Plutos one. The Plutos is critical hit rate. The Makamis, or Make-Me's, is potency floor plus 20%, and the Homius is increased PB gauge when attacking plus 30%. So massive increases, and with these you can stack all of them. You can put all of them because they're all their own categories. So you're gonna make like specific sets for these encounters. Wow, they got lucky. They got all of them to a fix. But yeah, you probably want to make like a whole armor sets and your weapon for these activities if they're going to be that hard, because they are different versions of these bosses. Oh yeah, it was Nils for Stia. But yeah, Indomitable is like the prefix or like the title on this. So I imagine they're going to be a lot tankier or do more damage, and you might need those augments that come from like the seasonal event and maybe some other sources. But with these, there's a whole bunch of titles that you can get, and they give guaranteed cosmetics, so like mag form, motion idol, stamp. That's if you complete all of them, but there's like other titles for like more items too, or like star gem, something like that. Yeah, here's the more on the duel quest here. Yeah, they say with the augments, it's obtainable from the seasonal event. So they said the urgent quest. I don't know if there's any other spots, because I didn't see it in the shop when we went through it. So we know for sure the urgent quest, maybe seasonal enemies can drop it outside of it, maybe. Or maybe when the LTQ comes up on the 26th as well. But if it's just the urgent quest, that kind of sucks. Okay, so they're gonna hit hard. He just said that it's probably gonna one-shot you. So yeah, you can't revive yourself. It's probably gonna one-shot you. Yeah, you might need you might need these augments.
And you only have
might need
5
those
minutes
augments,
to
unless you're just like a god and don't get hit.
This intense quest.
Yeah, he said seasonal events. I'm kind of worried that the only way to get these augments is going to be through seasonal events every other month. So like it sounds like the duel quests are going to be a permanent thing in the game, but if you can't obtain the augments all the time, it's going to be rough. I mean, it does look like they can be sold in the personal shop, because there isn't like, you know, not sellable in personal shop there. So maybe there'll just be enough of a supply from people farming that it would be okay. I'm not sure. There's one other thing here. Yeah, Formido Fuchsia Augment Capsule. So that's what we get inside the quest. They don't show what that is, but that is a new capsule as well. I'm kind of hoping that is usable outside of the duel quest, though. Like something that you want to go in the duel quest for to use for other content. Yeah, I don't think they ever show what that is, because we didn't see it in the footage, and they're not showing it here. Formido Fuchsia. I mean, that's like a Mega Fuchsia. Like the Megalotics Fuchsia. Because if it's that, then there might be more combination capsules. There might be combination capsules in our future. Like when these drop. If that's what the fuchsias are for. Yeah, maybe Def Stat 2, or I think the Megas Fuchsias were used to combine Gigas capsules and Soul capsules together. So it might be that as well, or that instead. Yeah, then the Armor of Darkness AC Scratch. This one's good too, I think. Got like a dark theme. I think the shoulder thing and the leg thing's kind of goofy, but you can turn it off, so. Kind of reminds me of just like a whole bunch of like goons. This kind of reminds me of like Metal Gear Solid or something. Got the little last thing. I got the guitar case. I imagine this right here is going to be expensive. This aura, whatever that has there in the center. There's a bow, some more shoes, body paint, pants. I think these pants are body paint. So that's interesting. They can use those. There's the beard. Some other accessories and camos. Wait a second. That was actually an interesting camo. Let me go back. There's something going on with that camo that I didn't notice before. It does like a little spinny around. I guess like all of them spin. Yeah, because I don't think you usually spin the daggers like that, right? Like in your hands? That's kind of cool. It has like a little different animation. And then Sandcastle emotes. Angelic idol and move. And the glides. And the dash. The whole set. Now we need the booty shorts version of the body paint. Like, we got the pants, now we need the booty shorts. Alright, so this is the last week of April. There will be an LTQ. I think the Urgent Quest will still be ongoing during this time. But yeah, the LTQ will drop on the 26th. And for this, it's a back-to-back battle with Petisfera and Nextfera with 24 people. 24-man quest. And they're the Megalotics versions. It doesn't look like there's any extra enemies in the fight, it's just the bosses. So it's kind of just like 2 UQs in one, with a lot more people. There's more limited time tasks. I think they kind of give just like the usual, like, star gems and extra tickets. Actually, Forked Tail, so there's an accessory in there. For completing the limited time quest 10 times, 15 times, 20 times gives you another Forked Tail, and then completing it 25 times gives you a select ticket for the scratch. That's really nice. But you gotta do it 25 times at least for that. So there's the Forked Tail.
The quest will be to help the Rappy-loving guy, Peppy Rappy, with his experiments in West Elia.
Experiments? Experiments? Peppy Rappy's doing some experiments? What kind of experiments? Wait, experiments what? Hold up. Maybe Peppy Rappy is the one that's showing up in the beginning in Chapter 5. He's the one in the chair the entire time. This is Peppy Rappy! God damn. Imagine if that was the case. Oh my god. Yeah, so it looks like with the rewards, it's going to be pretty good. I mean, Aegis Integra, some of the Photon chunks for potential 6, the new weapon series, which is kind of like whatever, since you get a free enhanced one in the shop, and then like the new augments with Duel Quests in here. So this might be an urgent quest to try to spam if you can. Yeah, there is, yeah, the School Day Memories on the 26th as well, just a revival scratch of a whole bunch of base game items. Wait a second, wasn't this sweatshirt in a special scratch or some sort of variant of it? I think you could get this like easily. So now it's in an AC scratch. Look at that. I think, what was it in? Maybe it was just in like an exchange shop in base. But I swear this is easy to get. I swear. So which one was it? Badge and Memory. Yeah, episode 2 Kami. Yeah, right here. Okay, so they're different colors, but still. So we have the Operation Reports. There's actually some good ones in here. Yeah, this one's kind of like whatever. Essentially, they're just going to eventually move the head, like a head ornaments display setting, into the hairstyles and head parts section as well. Next one though, this one I was like, finally, oh my god. Could you improve the search feature in the personal shop? It doesn't find the items I want unless I input their exact names, which is inconvenient. So what it sounds like to me is that you can misspell items and it will still show up, like if you just kind of miss like a letter here or there. So maybe if like you're searching for an augment capsule and you forgot the C/, then you could see the item still when you search. But also, it sounds like if you partially search something, like if you put in like mask or like boot or something, then it will search all items with that in their name. I'm not sure if that's how it is, but if it is that way, finally, because that's what I wanted for so long, because I did what, the NGS crit line a while back, and I mentioned this as one of the things that they need to do, and they're finally addressing it. Maybe they're actually listening, who knows? This one was whatever to me. I think this was only relevant when February, you know, like that's the Dark Falls Aegis thing dropped, and in February there was Ultra PSO2 days, which had way more rare drop rate. And there's just like other bonuses going on for Dark Falls Aegis, like the pre-announced UQs. Because for me, I don't get like any Astrians like anymore. Like I've done like 20 runs or like 20 runs in a row, and I didn't get any. Didn't get any for them. I think the last time that I've gotten an Astrian was probably in February, maybe in the beginning of March. Like it's been a while. It's been a while. So I don't know if this matters much, but they're going to increase the cap on the weekly exchange for Aegis Integra, probably like from 5 to 10. And also, like, what are you going to use the extra Aegis Integra on? Again? Because, like, there's the augments, and then there's the Astrian weapons. But if you have all these excess ones, that means you're not going for the Astrian weapons, and you're mainly just going for the capsules, so it's like, whatever. This one, though, this surprised me. What is the maximum number of players that can enter any given creative space? 100 players! 100 players in a single creative space. That is crazy. I thought it was going to be, like, at most, like, 32, but 100? Oh my god, you can have your whole alliance in there if you want to. Oh my god. So it's like its own city or town, and all of those people, if you like give them access, can build within your creative space. So you could probably just have structures and like cities just be built in like a couple hours if you have all those people working together. Just done. Oh my god, it's gonna be beautiful. Creative spaces sounds like it's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be so nice. Like, they're implementing so many like nice features. I just wish they had this like thought process with everything that they do. Like just making everything just wash, chef's kiss. Gonna build a city? Absolutely. That's what we're doing. Gonna create a whole bunch of different things.
We encourage players to invite their friends and alliance members and use their creative space as a lively social hub. That was their
A lively social hub. So it's like, yeah, we can't make our own good social hubs, so we're gonna make you guys make them for us. Oh god. Yeah, the creative space is gonna be more lively than Central City itself. Yeah, just the rest of this is just campaigns, pretty much. But yeah, team up campaign, which encourages you to be an alliance. So if you are in one or you join one in this like period, then you get the accessory Rappy song. But there's also other limited time tasks kind of attached to this, where you can get SG and other items to like help you out. So that's pretty nice. Then the Slayer mission execution campaign that starts when Slayer drops. And it's pretty much like you played the class, and there's like some tasks and stuff, and you get some emotes, plus get the Renaisa Gunblade, like we mentioned before, that you can just use straight away if you want to, but honestly, you could probably just grab one out of the Slayer prep shop if you've been working on those tasks, or use Aegis Integra that you might have saved up already to get a Neos Astrian. So I don't know if this one is really going to help with the campaign here, but I imagine they probably added the Renaisa Gunblade to the quests that you do in the beginning of the game, like with Lu Lin. So any new players forward, even after this campaign is done, will probably get the Renaisa too. This is just a way for current players to get it, since they've already done that quest. But then, like, the NGS Second Anniversary Campaign Part 1, basically there's going to be a daily task where you get star gems every single day, so that's nice. And then also a doubled login bonus campaign. I'm not sure if that means double the rewards of the particular day, or it means every day is going to count as 2 days. I don't think they really specified. But then there's also the limited time quest giving the scratch tickets for the special scratch, and more luxurious campaigns are coming up. So this second anniversary is going to dip into May with like a second half. We only got like the first half in April, so kind of like split between those. But I'm kind of wondering what else is going to be in May then, because that's probably going to only be 2 more weeks of stuff. But what's going to be the second half of May? So there'll probably be another LTQ. We're getting the urgent quest already. We're getting the class. We're getting the event. We are getting chapter 5. There's nothing else mentioned here. So is the rest of May just going to be nothing? Like, is the rest of May just going to be nothing? Or there's nothing like too major that they didn't decide to mention for this? I'm honestly kind of confused on why they put April and May together. Probably just because the second anniversary is in both months. I don't know. I don't expect anything too much, but I didn't expect anything too much with April either, except for the class in Chapter 5. So, yeah. But yeah, next headline will be April 25th, where it's going to show the May updates, as well as some more info about the creative spaces, because we're getting closer and closer. But I also imagine they'll probably talk about more of the June Evolution update, like actually give us a teaser beyond creative spaces. That would be my guess, because they usually do like teasers 2 months away with something like major like that. That's what they've done with every other region update as well as classes. So we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on this headline? I personally liked it. I personally like this headline overall. I thought it was pretty much like a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Because a lot of this here I just was not expecting for April. I thought it was going to be pretty much not that great. But yeah, the Chapter 5 thing got me excited, even though if it may be short. It's probably going to be short, but I think it's going to give us a lot. At least that's the hope, right? The hopium. Slayer seems to be a really good class. Insanely good, even. It really depends on how the bonuses all work and if they're significant. But I imagine I'll probably subclass it for sure. Maybe even main class it. Maybe I'm done with Braver. No more Katana. It's all done. But yeah. Duel Quests, I really enjoy that concept. I'm not sure about having potential 6 yet. It seems early, but we have it. We have it. I really like all the quality of life improvements too. A lot of them were good. Overall, a great headline. Better than some of the ones as of late, for sure. There was like a penis weapon there. Did you see that? Where's the penis weapon? Yeah, look at that penis weapon. Has the 2 circles and.